Hey, Ferry and Finley here. Welcome to episode 2 of Story Time. And this goes back to when I was living in Dubbo. I was a little bit older than my last story. I was about 12, 13. I was in high school. And we had moved house. This was the third one we were in during our time there. And our housing was fully dictated by Dad's work. And he got placed from Holy Trinity into the Good Shepherd, both of which are Anglican churches in Dubbo. Unfortunately, Good Shepherd doesn't exist anymore. And it was a good run while we were there. So I'm going to tell you about the day I found a dead body by the door. And it's not that much of a horrendous story. It had a good ending. So what happened was one afternoon after school in the middle of the summer, I'm playing a computer game on my dad's work computer. We were low income. We only had the one computer in the whole house. There's 6 of us. So you can imagine that's got something to do with me being a bit computer illiterate. But that's not really the story. The story is I'm on the computer and I'm playing a really good game and I'm getting really into it. Dad's over in the next building in the official church office. And all of a sudden I hear a thud by the external door that goes from my house to the outside. Because we did have a office that was attached to our private house where we were living on site. So Dad could just walk out the back door into the office and then out the office door and across a little path, and there's the church and the hall, and everything's just there. It's quite convenient. And so I'm playing a video game. I hear a thud. I open a door, and there's this person just unconscious on the doorstep. So my first reaction is, I know exactly where Dad is, and he's on the other side of that body. I'm going to jump over that body, run into the office and go, Dad, there's a dead man on the door. So I did that. I ran over to the other office and went, Dad, there's a man passed out on the door. Come quick. And he does. He comes out and goes, oh. Goes back in, calls the ambulance. Then he goes over to him and calls out for Mum to come. And as I covered in my last video, Mum's a registered nurse. So Mum comes out. And Mum's performing CPR on him, Dad's praying, and his heart's stopped. He is dead, and was dead for about 4 minutes. And then the ambulance arrives just as he gets resuscitated and sits upright. So the ambulance is there with the doors of the wagon facing him. They've just come out and gone, what's the situation? The man gets revived, sits up and goes, I need to pee. The ambulance looks at him and went, well, you look fit enough to go to the bathroom, off you go. Mum and Dad open up the hall and lets me use the hall bathroom. And And then we pile him into the ambulance. It turns out that this fellow was on the bad side of the gang, or something like that, pissed someone off, and got beaten up with a baseball bat. And then came to the church for help and collapsed while he was there, just as he made the door. After that, he made a regular occurrence every Sunday to our 10 a.m. family service, and turns out he played the drums. Turns out we had a set of drums donated to us. He became our church musician, well, one of them. And he'd come in every Sunday and he'd play the drums, and he basically became a Christian. Who knew? And he was a bit weird. So I didn't really get too involved with him. As I said, my parents were a bit protective over me. That's a good thing to a degree, and they were the good kind of protective. So yeah. Video game. Third. Dead guy. Oh shit. Where's Dad? Guy's revived. Gotta go pee. As the ambulance arrived, Ego's Peace jumps in the ambulance. Gets sorted out. Comes to church every Sunday ever since. Happy ending. It was a good ending. So, yeah. The fun of being brought up in a rectory. And for those that don't know what a rectory is, it's also known as a vicarage or a manse, depending on what type of Christianity you follow. And it's basically the house that's provided to the priest whilst they're stationed at that church. So yeah, dead man on doorstep. And thank you for joining us for story time. And that's over and out from Fairy and Finley.